Okay. With the notes that you all were turning in, remember I wanted us to make sure that we can identify a couple things: our title, our primary image, our primary text, our secondary text, and then if you had it, your secondary image. The final thing we talked about was the flow and how to set up flow. And then we did talk about color scheme, but that wasn't necessarily one of the the definitions that we were referring to, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this next project's going to go and what I mean by a thumbnail, okay? So if some of you don't know what I mean by when I say a thumbnail sketch, thumbnails are quite small. And a thumbnail sketch is just a little tiny sketch of whatever you're doing. Artists traditionally go out and do thumbnail sketches for research, for projects. Say if I'm going to draw a picture of a bird, I might do a whole bunch of thumbnail sketches, little sketches on my piece of paper of like 5 to 20 different birds. And then I'll eventually go start working on a big final piece, but it's kind of practice. So we'll be doing the same thing with magazine covers, okay? So this is what I would like you to do, of the process I want you to follow. I'm going to present my screen. Okay. So I'm just going to go to Google, and the requirement that I have for you, and I'll have it written down here, I'll have it written down the assignment, but you need to draw out and label 6 different magazine covers. Now, let me specify, you are not creating your own magazine covers. You are not. You are looking up things that have already been made. You're laying them out in a thumbnail sketch. You're labeling all of them, and then you're going to the next one, and you're trying to find differences. You're not going to use 6 Sports Illustrated magazine covers or 6 Vogue magazine covers. You're going to use 1 Sports Illustrated. And the next one should be like Better Home and Garden magazine. The next one should be like Cage Fighter or whatever, but like 6 totally different types of magazines, okay? So if you can see what I'm doing over here on Google, I'm going to go here and I will write, let's see, ESPN magazine cover, okay? I give you the disclaimer that you're looking at magazine covers, so there might be a possibility of you seeing some slightly inappropriate stuff on there. I apologize ahead of beforehand. The goal is not for that to happen, but it's possible. So I'm going to go to images from here, and then say I'm just going to try to find one that I like, that I think is pretty creative, and I can see all of these different aspects being put to use. So say I click this one right here, okay? So now on my sheet of paper that I have here, let me get this all straightened up. Okay, I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to do a little rectangle. This rectangle is only a couple inches big, okay? And then I'm going to start laying out my different aspects. So I'm going to kind of draw like a big rectangle. This doesn't need to be a crazy, super detailed drawing. It's just going to be a really quick one, okay? So, but the whole reason I'm doing this is just kind of lay out what the type looks like. So I'm going to go E. I've actually never drawn this logo before. Kind of like it. Okay, and with that, I'm going to go E. The S goes like this. And I can't see this part. P goes like this. Did not turn out as good as I wanted it to. Okay, so ESPN. And then what happens is I have this picture of Kevin Durant. So I'm going to go, here's his head. He's got an arm up like this. His other arm's down like this. Basketball. Here's his body with his jersey and his shorts. Notice, this is not a crazy detailed drawing. It's basically a glorified stick figure. Okay. That's all I'm asking of you. I don't need a fully detailed portrait of Kevin Durant. Okay. And then from there, I'm going to start kind of working through the text. So I already have my title. I have my primary image. Every one of your sketches will be labeled like this, all 6 of them. Next, I need to find my primary text. So the primary text on my magazine I'm looking at is one and fun. So what I will do around the area that it is I will write one and fun. Line primary text. So I have my title, I have my primary image, I have my primary text, and then I'm going to go to my secondary text. And here's the thing on the secondary text, I don't need you to write it out. There's far too much text for you to write it out. So what we're going to do is I have one and fun right here. If I look over on my magazine that you're looking at, I have like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little lines. So I'll go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines underneath that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. So here's all of my secondary text. And I'll go like put a little circle with a line. That's what else that looks like. Over here, there's a plus sign. And then there's what? 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 2, 2, in there. Okay. There's also text up here. So all of the secondary text I am not writing. I'm just doing squiggles. And then I can go like this. Secondary text. Okay. So I have my secondary text, I have my primary text. I have my title, I have my primary image. Are there any secondary images in this magazine cover? Nope. There's no other pictures anywhere, so I'm fine. I don't need to do anything like that. And the last thing for me to do is to set the flow. So I'll show the flow. Flow, remember, usually starts at the top left-hand corner. But my flow in this one, if I'm starting at his face, kind of goes like this at an angle. I'll go flow. Okay, it kind of follows at the angle, takes your eyes at the angle here to where this other text is. And that's that first one. Took me, what, 2 minutes because I was talking through it. Okay. It should be a fairly quick assignment because, like I said, there's not a ton of detail in what I'm doing. I don't need to draw a face. I don't need to draw like detail in the jersey or anything like that. I'm just kind of laying out the way that it looks because what I want to do is I want to be able to see your 6 drawings and see that you know where the title is, you know where the primary image is, you know where the primary text is. And then and most of the magazines you're going to find, I've probably seen at some point because I've done this thing for like 15 years.
And do you actually draw the flow where the rated sides will be going?
Yeah, just draw the line. So I can see like right here. So with the picture, if you look at the picture of Kevin Durant that I have on the other screen, there's his face is here, but the line, there's a line kind of made from this arm to this arm. And that's kind of where the flow is in this one. So I just drew a line across. I just drew an arrow, and then I wrote flow to show that that's where I think the eyes will be moving across the canvas. Okay. And remember, so I have my Sports Illustrated. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight, I have my ESPN. I'm sorry. I'm going to highlight the ESPN, and I'm going to go, let's see what's something that won't get me in trouble. Time magazine cover. Okay. So I'm going to Time magazine cover. So I'm going to find one of these that I like. Let's say this is kind of an interesting one. Let's see. Let's go with one that has a lot of good flow to it. This one's pretty cool. So I'm going to go with this one. Okay. So I would first go with my border just because it has a border. And then I will go time. I'll do a big oval. I might sketch out some quick eyes and a nose to kind of show that it's a face. And then I'll write my is if I jump on I open a magazine and there's someone like naked on it or something like that. I don't want to have something inappropriate pop up. That's to answer your question of why would it get me in trouble. So right here, what I do now is then I would go primary image, title. I would write out the world's greatest actor, and then I would do lines for the rest of this. So we'll have 6 of those done. And then once we do those 6, you'll take a picture of those, you'll turn those in, and that'll be getting us ready for our next project. I just argued with myself today because we have a lot of people that haven't turned the notes in. And we have a lot of people that are kind of behind in our assignments that we have so far. This is going to take us until Wednesday night. So by Wednesday, I want you to have your notes done. I want you to have your positive, negative space done. I want you to have these 6 magazine thumbnails done. All of that needs to be done and wrapped up before Thanksgiving. So when Thanksgiving comes, we can have a good time, relaxing, not worrying about school. And then the following week, we all should be caught up. Everybody should have an AMI class. We should all be on the same page, ready to roll into our next project.
I want to double check. You did say that you can make the secondary text be scribbles, right?
Please. Yes. No, you only need to write out your title and your primary text.
All right. Cool.
Only those 2. Any other questions you guys have for me on what's going on right now? 6 magazine covers. Yes, true. Big, but this is what half the length of my finger. So that's not super big. I'm not looking like a full page. You should fit all 6 of them on one piece of paper. Cool. So I'll get posting that stuff. And then go ahead and hop off the meeting. Go ahead and start working on finding your 6 different magazines. And I will see you all for checking tomorrow.